I'm confusing the two now.
One of our Dallas Baptist visitors.
That's right.
A lot of swamp bats, swamp dogs.
Yeah, we had a skunk.
Swampy.
We had a tarp skunk.
Tarp skunks.
Yeah.
I believe that was a guy off the U-Albany team. A lot of tarps up in the great state of New York and a lot of skunks underneath.
Yeah, Ranieri missing with the 3-2 breaker there. Another leadoff walk.
Fourth walk of the game given up by Ranieri. He struck out 2, allowed just 2 hits so far. Herdsman walked in his first trip to the plate. Has the current longest hit streak at 9, but may hit into a double play here. Lopez starts it. Ryan DeVilleneuve ends it. Red Raiders have just turned their 28th double play of the year. That is a fan favorite of the Ranieri on the mound for sure.
Yes, sir. That ball sharply hit. One step to Lopez's left. And played nicely.
Here's Painter with nobody on base now and 2 outs. Painter struck out back in the 2nd inning. Those two, they came out of the gate firing.
They did.
Kyler Thompson here to get this 4th inning started for the Red Raiders. Pops up in the infield to McNaughton. Red Raiders still without a hit through 3 1/3 innings off Waylon Crane.
Yeah, and the only loud contact off of Crane was from this guy, Tracer Lopez. He lined out to Anderson at second base.
Tracer leads the Big 12 in doubles with 19. Looking for career hit number 234. They've got the Red Raiders second baseman shifted a bit towards left field in the, at least in center field, where Wolfgram has moved over that direction.
Yeah, definitely shading him over in the left center. There's a little more real estate out toward the scoreboard in deep right center field.
2-0 pitch fouled back by the Red Raiders senior. Came into the ball game with 775 at bats, 2nd time up tonight. Those 777 now, 4th most in Red Raider baseball history. The night, it's Tracer Lopez with 1 out.
And Crane had been perfect into the 4th inning here. Still hasn't allowed a hit, but a runner on first with 1 out.
Gets the Red Raiders right fielder Connor Schaus to the plate. Schaus grounded out to second base. There have been 6 ground ball outs off the bats of Red Raiders so far tonight. Tracer at first, 6 of 7 on stolen base attempts. Connor Schaus leads the Big 12 in ground balls that have turned into double plays 9 times this season. Tracer isn't going. Big swing and a miss by Schaus. Schaus has the Red Raiders' only 5-hit game this season. Did that way back early on in the year against UT Rio Grande Valley. 5 for 6 in the ball game with a double and 3 runs driven in. Hits that one hard, but just foul on the third base side. One of two Red Raiders to hit in all three. Jake Uhlenhop is the home plate umpire tonight. Generally, that seems to be the catcher that has trouble hearing, but
yeah, a lot of times that earpiece that they're dealing with, of course, depending on how teams will play it, the pitchers will have a earpiece in their hat band that serves as a little speaker.
Here's the 1-2 away from Schaus.
It's kind of a little robotic voice. Calls the pitch for him. The other thing is you'll have a lot of infielders, and now we're getting a mound visit here. I think wanting to make sure they're crystal clear on what's going on here. The pace slowed here over the last couple of deliveries, and I'm not sure if they're having trouble getting together on how they want to approach Schaus. This is the pitching coach, Adrian Dinkle, making the mound visit, not the head coach, and that appeared to be just making sure they're crystal clear on how they want to attack Schaus. Obviously, no activity in the bullpen. That's the first base runner he's allowed over there at first base, and we're playing in the fourth inning. So Waylon Crane has been very good so far.
Anderson at second base is playing almost behind the bag with a bit of a shift on for Schaus. Swing and a miss, got him. Schaus fooled on that pitch. Strikes out. Third strikeout tonight for Crane, and they're 2 away here in the Red Raider fourth.
He's gotten swings like that from baseman all by his lonesome over there. He's got the entire left side of the infield to cover.
Three balls and no strikes to Logan Hughes. Comes in tonight with a .370 average. Started the evening at .370.
Well, it's not the first 3-ball count of the night for Crane, but it is the first 3-0 count.
Tracer Lopez at first. He walked to get on. That's way inside to Hughes. Second walk of the inning. The Red Raiders are going to have runners at first and second for Lincoln Garcia.
Well, Kaysen Ranieri pitched around a couple of walks in the first inning. Hung a 0 there, and now it's Waylon Crane trying to do the same thing here. The Red Raiders with their first base runner in scoring position.
First base runners of the game in this inning. Lopez walked after a Schaus strikeout. Hughes walks, and your Lincoln Garcia at the plate leads this team with 71 base hits this season. He grounded out to third back in the second inning. He does have a modest 3-game hitting streak working, but he's going to have to fight out of an 0-2 hole.
The left fielders, Hughes obviously for the Red Raiders, Painter for BYU at this moment are staring right into that sun. You'll see guys affected by it over into left center.
Just burned a hole in the camera lens there.
Yes.
But that's what they're looking into. Anderson's lined out to right and blooped that single into center field back in the third. Third time up tonight for Anderson. Back in high school, underwent Tommy John surgery. But here he is playing at the collegiate level, leading off for BYU. The ball lifted down the right field line deep, and Schaus couldn't get to it. Still looked like he had a hard time finding the ball. Anderson standing at second with a 2-out double. And Schaus just didn't get over there to make the play in time.
Yeah, not sure if he was going to get there to make this play. We saw him run down a ball earlier. It looked like he was tracking it pretty well, but he's headed back to the Guerrilla Law Firm sign, and ultimately that ball bounced over there in the corner by the West Texas Land Guy sign. So he was not. You saw Johnny Lowe up beginning to toss in the Red Raider bullpen. He's the senior right-hander.
18 of his 66 base hits this season have come with 2 outs. Seeing a steady diet of off-speed pitches from Ranieri.
Well, he tapped a little breaking ball like that down the first base line for the ground out. Now it did advance the base runners and ultimately set up BYU's only run, but Ranieri would love some soft contact like that right here.
McNaughton out of Mesa, Arizona. 4 hits against Utah. Couple of hits at Baylor.
There's a souvenir waiting to be claimed right there in the right field corner. Well, they are playing Quintanar to pull on the infield and deep and straight away in the outfield.
Came to the Red Raiders from Blinn Junior College, also played at Central Arizona. Tried to sneak that one down the right field line, but it's foul.
Yeah, we talked about Blinn a couple innings ago. Obviously, Ferraro and Quintanar teammates there on that national championship team. I mentioned Dusty Hart, a Lubbock product, the head coach of that team. Let me clarify. National Junior College Athletic Association Baseball Coaches Hall of Fame. How's that?
Still sounds good.
One of the very best junior college coaches to ever do it. And he's a young man. I'm going to tell you he's in his late 40s, John.
Wow.
I don't know exactly, but he's already got 2 national championship titles, a win total just short of 1,000. There's still some meat on that bone, isn't there?
Well, Matt Quintanar making Crane work here in the bottom of the 5th. One ball and 2 strikes, the count. Quintanar just keeps fouling pitches away, his way on.
It is not out of the question. And Coleman's a good bunter. We've seen him not only drag, which means a bunt up the third base side for a right-handed hitter, but several times he has pushed bunts to the right side of the infield, trying to turn this lineup over. 13
hits this season, 10 of them have come in Big 12 play for Ryan.
And there it was. Ryan was trying to push one up the first base side with the left-handed Crane on the mound. Trying to push one out there that draws McNaughton into the middle of the infield. They are way shifted on the infield to the pull side for the right-handed hitting Ryan. A lot of room on the right side of the infield.
Did walk. He grounded out in the 3rd, but that drove in a run. The game's only run. Former TCU Horned Frog began his career there back in 2024. Johnny Lowe, a sophomore out of senior out of Rockwall. 21st appearance of the season. The 30th of his career. He got him. Strikes out Robinson to start this 6th inning.
Yeah, good breaking ball to finish Robinson. He swung over that one for the first out.
Lowe pitched in 9 games a year ago for the Red Raiders. This is Easton Jones, who's 0 for 1 tonight with a walk. Gus, of the Red Raider pitchers who've certainly,
he has answered the bell.
Steve Foster and Steve Merriman are the pitching gurus for the Red Raiders. This ball's lined into right field. Coming on for it is Schaus. He'll take it off the big hop. Might have been one of those plays hit hard enough, Gus. He might have made a throw to first base. Might have been a close play. 2-out single by McChesney. Only the 4th hit of the night for BYU. Now Herdsman to bat.
McChesney jumped on a big loop and breaking ball that was elevated a bit and lined it into right field, and Schaus able to attack that thing, and it got to him quickly on one hop. And I'm like you, he probably had designs on throwing to first base when McChesney was hustling down the line.
Lowe has started a couple of games this season for the Red Raiders, back early in the season in March against Penn State and more recently against Oklahoma State.
Yeah, and that start against OSU was more of the opener that you'll see teams use, where a guy may throw a couple innings one time through the order, and rather than him pitching the 6th and 7th innings, he's pitching the 1st and 2nd innings, and then you hand it over to a starter. That's how he was used in an OS player, obviously in his 4th year. Some question with the 5-for-5 legislation going on. Maybe he could milk a 5th year out of that. Somebody scanning that compliance rule book.
Well, Kyler Thompson got around just a bit early on that pitch. That may have landed on West Kitley Drive at Champions, but it was in foul territory.
Yeah, he did. He jumped on a 86, 87 mile delivery over the inner part of the plate and hooked it well foul.
Well, hits that one straight away. Drops near the logo out in center field, and the Red Raiders have their 2nd hit of the ballgame. It's a leadoff single from Thompson here in the 6th.
Well, a lot of times when a guy will yank a pitch foul like he did the pitch prior to that, you'll get something soft right behind it, and this looked like a changeup, but it was elevated. And Lopez stayed on it and punched it into center field for the base hit. You can see him, he was almost missing the turn at first base there, bumping his fist to his mates over there in the dugout.
Don't want that to happen. Now Lopez with Thompson at first. Tracer showing bunt. A called strike. He is laid down 8 sacrifice bunts. 3 of 29 this season. He's got 52 stolen bases in his career. Trying to time this up. Here comes another throw to first. Tracer tonight is lined out to second and walked. Showing bunt, who popped it up. Into the net though behind home plate. Now 0-2.
And now this infield shift is going to become pronounced here with 2 strikes. Robinson, the shortstop. Anderson, the second base. Second baseman all on the right side of the infield.
A lot of room on that left side for Lopez if he can find something he likes. Watch that 0-2 pitch.
12 play, the ERA 3.97 in 11 plus innings.
Well, Tim Tadlock going to call on him to keep the Red Raiders in front. Hard thrower. is the one thing you can say about Logan Addison for sure. And when that breaking ball is on, he can be a tough guy to deal with.
He just started McNaughton with one of those breaking balls. And this is the dangerous part of the BYU order, at least as the numbers go. 2, 3, and 4, McNaughton, Robinson, and Jones.
McNaughton tonight is 0 for 3, a couple of ground outs and a fly ball out. But he carries the big stick for BYU, leads their team in hits, including doubles and home runs and runs driven in. Behind, though, at 0-2 to Addison. Addison worked in a couple of games in the Baylor series for the Red Raiders. 1 2/3 inning, allowed just 1 hit, no runs, struck out a couple. In fact, of the 17 appearances this season for Logan Addison, 13 times he is not allowed a run. Now his outings have been relatively short, Gus, the longest 2 2/3 innings, but he's gone in there and not allowed the other guys to score.
Yeah, he has really settled in, just the one brief appearance last year.
Breaking ball, though, there is just yanked into right field. Long gone and out of here, but it's a foul ball. Down at first base, the umpire says foul ball.
That makes it a much tougher ball to call. There's no real visual thing to line up on the ball relative to a pole.
Well, they've taken a look at what they could see, and the call by the home plate umpire is a foul ball. So the count's going to be 2 balls and 2 strikes to McNaughton as he leads off here in the top of the 8th inning. It would have been his 14th home run of the year. But just under 3 minutes on the review, Gus, and there's a souvenir waiting to be had.
Yes, sir.
2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball just missing. Although when the track and field guys show up tomorrow, there's no question where that ball came from.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Baseball's in town this weekend.
Big pitch here from Logan Addison. Got him. Fastball inside. Gus, location, location, location.
Yeah, that was a big time pitch there. Addison missed with the breaker the pitch prior. A 3-2 heater catches the inside corner.
Madison at 96. Mentioned earlier that Robinson began his career at TCU. His brother played at BYU. And now he is a Cougar. Oh, Red Raider fans not sure where that pitch missed. 3 balls and no strikes now. A lot of umpires in the seats tonight, Gus.
Yes, indeed. This game is tight late. That's what you'd expect.
3 balls and 1 strike to count. Red Raider pitching has walked 5 Cougar batters tonight. That's number 6. Breaking ball stays away. But 6 walks tonight to BYU. Cougars came into this ball game with the fewest number of walks of any team in the Big 12, and the Red Raiders have put 6 free passes on.
Yeah, Ranieri had 2 out walks in the first inning and pitched around it. Leadoff walk in the second, threw a guy out trying to steal. Leadoff walk in the fourth. Double play ball. You saw that highlight. The top half of this inning. So they've been able to work around a lot of those free passes. In fact, the one run that scored was the result of a couple of singles and 3 ground balls to
But Jones behind at 0-2. Can Addison finish him off? Runner goes, pitches on the way, and it's fouled away. Check swing, foul ball.
Addison getting in a little bit too much of a rhythm there, and Robinson was trying to pick his pocket with the stolen base.
He's the leading base stealer for the Cougars, trying to get into scoring position. That's the experience level of the pitcher, and Logan Addison is a redshirt freshman. Not going this time. And that pitch wide of the plate, ball 1. Jones tonight walked in the first, flied out to right twice in the third and the sixth.
Red Raider infield at double play depth.
Have turn 1 tonight, that back in the 4th inning. Oh, he threw it away. Addison over to first base, threw it way wide of Robin Villeneuve, and down to second base goes Robinson. That wasn't even close.
Yeah, he just did not look comfortable picking right there. And one thing to remember, every pick throw doesn't have to be the idea that, hey, we're trying to get this guy out here. Sometimes you can just flip it over there. It's kind of a show me move. Boy, Addison really overcooked that one, and now BYU with the runner in scoring position.
Just 1 out here in the 8th inning. That may be number 2 here, and it is. Check swing by Jones, and he's rung up. Tried to hold back, but he could not again. Pickoff attempt over at first base.
Red Raider infield shading him to pull. Lopez a couple of steps out into shallow right field. There's a look at the shortstop, Ryan, holding the runner close.
Ground ball. This will be towards Ryan. Long throw. Going to have to hurry it over there, and he does in time. Not hit all that hard, but Ryan scoops up the ball, gets it to Villeneuve in time, and the Cougars leave the runner at second base. Bottom of the 8th coming up as Addison kind of wiggles off the hook there.
Decision, but he handled it like a vet, and now we're going to get that mound visit.
That very likely the end of the night for Brousseau.
Well, the conversation here, John, may be about, do you want to pitch to Hughes? You want to put him on with first base open? Or do they make the call to Johnson and he comes in for the left-on-left matchup? Of course, Lincoln Garcia, right-handed hitter, hitting behind Hughes, and then another left-handed hitter in Caden Ferraro.
In that 6th inning, Hughes homered. Garcia followed with a single, and then Brousseau came into the ball game and got BYU to the bullpen.
It is the veteran Ashton Johnston. 19th appearance on the year, 2-4 the record. He does have 5 saves to lead the Cougars in that category. 4.19 the ERA. 43 innings pitched. 15 walks, right at a strikeout per inning. Opposing batters hitting .271. In Big 12 play, John, the ERA at 4.56 and 23 plus innings, 4 saves.
Red Raiders lead the nation in doubles. They do not have one tonight. He's allowed 8 of those. But the guy he will face first here, this is why he's into the ball game, is Logan Hughes, Red Raider left fielder. Grounded out in the 2nd to second base, walked in the 4th, but hit a solo home run in the 6th, and that is the difference in the ball game. It was tied 1-1, and his blast out to left field put the Red Raiders on top, and they are going to send him right on down to first base.
Yeah, and I was about to say that opposing left-handed batters, 12 for 71 for a 169 batting average against Johnston, but they were not interested in that.
Would tell you that he is a true freshman.
The outfield, Shaden Garcia, a couple of steps around toward right field. They're playing him to pull in the infield.
Hits that ball right down to third. What a play there by Jones at third base. goes up and gets that ball off the bat and then looks for a way to try. Lopez at second, but Tracer got back, but all of his 6'3" frame up to get this ball.
Yeah, that thing jammed Garcia, and he hit a little bit of a changeup out there to Jones. Jones jumped a little earlier than that, thinking it was firmer. He almost jumped too early, and that long reach gets up there to grab that line drive. It's good base running by Lopez and Hughes to be scurrying back to their bag to give Ferraro a chance. And again, we just talked about it, opposing left-handed batters against Johnson, just hitting 169 on the year.
The ball and no strikes, pitch on the way. There's strike one. Ferraro top 5 in the Big 12 for batting average. There's the base. Who's going to get there first? Slide and man, it's close. It is very, very, very close. From that angle, it appears that his foot is on the bag before Hughes gets his fingers onto the bag, but that might be the angle. There may be another way to look at that play.
Now you really appreciate Hughes busting it down the line. It would have been easy for him to chalk that up as routine. Boy, that's a really close play. Michael Chukman, our umpire there at second base, right where he should be, had a good look at it.
Hughes turns around and looks at the umpire to see that he's been called out, but during the review, the Red Raiders remain at first and third. You've got Lopez and Hughes there at third base. Hughes has going to need some jersey repair after the ball game, it appears. If that is indeed an out against Tech last season, had one hit in that 3-game series. It was a double. And he'll bat here with one out and nobody on in the top of the 9th inning. 8 doubles this season, does have a home run. Against Utah last weekend, a rough outing for Hansen. He went 0 for 7 with a couple of strikeouts. Bats here with one out, top of the 9th. Check, swing, strike. Again, these two teams playing again tomorrow evening at 6:30. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Addison trying to land the breaker there, misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hansen has struck out 43 times this season. But the priority here is to get on base. 94 on the delivery from Addison.
A medium depth straight away in the outfield. They're playing him to pull Shaden. Hansen draws the walk here.
A guy that had struck out 43 times, walked just 17. But he's on base, and they're going to send in a pinch runner. It's Riker Scow. Scow 3 for 4 on stolen bases this year. The batter is Tua Wolfgram, who's 0 for 3 tonight. A ground out, a strikeout, and a pop-up.
And Matt Quintanar out to talk to his young right-hander.
No activity at the moment in the Red Raider bullpen in right field. Although Jordan Espinoza may have just gotten up.
Yeah, just beginning to toss a little bit.
What you don't want here if you're the Red Raiders is to let this go much further, because then you're back to the top of the BYU order. But Hughes entered the ball game in the, or Addison rather, in the top of the 8th inning. Walked a batter there, but followed up with a strikeout and a ground out to end the inning. Got a fly ball out to start. Oh, is it in time? It is. What a tag by Lopez. That inside the bag, Lopez makes the catch, gets the glove down. BYU wants the play reviewed, but the call on the field is out at second base on the attempted steal. It would be the second runner Quintanar has thrown out tonight if this call stands.
Now, Scow, you could see him trying to time and get a little bit of a walking lead there. The pitch prior to it, he worked it, obviously didn't go, but here he takes off. This is breaking ball elevated, and the question here is, does that tag get the backside before that foot gets in? And boy, that is very close.
Hard to see the glove of Lopez down on the leg of Scow from that angle. Very close, but I could see the call overturned, Gus. I mean, it is very, very close. Very similar to that play at second base when Robinson outran Hughes to the bag. This is a throw from Quintanar. Just a little bit up. Lopez casually puts that glove down. If he is out, there are two out. If not, he's in scoring position.
Addison's gonna throw a couple of pitches here to try to stay loose. As the umpire's taking a good long look at that play back in the video room.
The review continues behind closed doors. BYU will not be happy